So I'm kind of curious with your jump into Web3 from more, again, the more traditional Web2. What do you think is kind of your favorite aspect of what Web3 game development provides, or what you can do there?
Well, for me, the main attraction for Web3 is the possibility of digital property rights. That's the bit that really excites me. The idea that we as game developers can actually give property rights to our players and let them control them, give them sovereignty, over the way that the Bitcoin promises to give sovereignty to asset holders. And so that to me is really interesting. And to allow players to manage them not only within the ecosystem of the game, as we have to some extent in the past, but to allow them to essentially take them outside of the game. That's something that I don't say lightly, because I know it's often thrown around, this idea of, with NFTs you can take this NFT, you can take this asset from one game, put it in another game, and that will work. Like, conceptually, I understand that. I think it's a really exciting prospect. The game developer in me knows how hard that is to achieve in practice. And so I don't underestimate what's involved in doing that, but that's certainly one of the things that we're interested in exploring with Reforged. Is we think that while it would be difficult in the short term to make NFTs compatible across different games for all sorts of reasons, some technical, some contractual, some commercial, and everything in between, if we are able to build a portfolio of games, then we can find solutions that at least allow people to move things around within our portfolio of games. Because
that's good approach.
Yeah, it takes out you might have the technical challenges, but you don't then have the contractual and or intellectual property, commercial challenges that we might allow us now. So, and that allows us to do what I think is going to be necessary in this space, and it's certainly what I saw in the game space, which is it takes time to solve all these problems. I think. Yes, when you're at the start of a new industry, a new era and an industry, quite easy for people to imagine what the end result is. So, for example, with the Wright brothers, once you've got a plane that flies with an engine, it must have been really easy at that point for a whole bunch of people to say, oh, well, if you can do that, then the future is going to look like this. Envisaging it is one thing. Actually building is a whole thing.
That's very true.
And takes a lot of time and a lot of mistakes along the way. So I think that's where we are with Web3 at the moment, in that it's relatively easy for anybody to look at what's happening now, see all the bits, and go, oh, it's going to go this way, or it's going to go that way. What usually happens with these things, though, is you kind of overestimate what can happen in the short term, and then underestimate what can happen in the long term. And that's certainly what I saw in the games industry, where as soon as we saw arcade games, you could imagine what games in 30 years were going to look like, with hyper-realistic graphics and all that sort of thing. But you couldn't believe how long it took to actually get. Once you're there, it's like it was always good. But you actually have to take a long way around. And
that was a piece of cake. No problem.
Yeah, it's like, what took you so long?